So I'm driving around, laying in ant piles and fixing trucks on the side of the highway and stuff, so that y'all can keep getting your fucking chicken wings and whatever the fuck else y'all ordered delivered and all that shit. I was thinking, heard about this guy in Australia that had the cops at his house checking to see if he was home, because you're not allowed to go anywhere at all. And then when he got home, they were waiting for him, and he got a citation or some kind of fucking ticket for going out for some fresh air. And I'm just thinking, like, wow, like, there's people in Australia. I'm like in this alternate universe where it's like I have worked so fucking much since COVID started. Since the lockdown, not since COVID, since the lockdown started, I have had to go deal with more fucking people in person, all up in their personal space, all over the place, than ever before. And I want to go home. There's people that are basically on fucking house arrest under martial law with the fucking military driving around making sure you're at your house and not doing anything. And nobody even fucking knows about it. Nobody over here, I mean, the people that I know that I talk to know about it, because this whole time I've been like, motherfucker, there's people in Australia that have the fucking military up their ass and they can't leave their house because of one person is sick somewhere. So they know about it. But most people have no idea. Most people in the United States didn't even know what the fuck happened in Afghanistan until like several days into it. Because they've got all of us just so paranoid of, oh my God, I hope somebody doesn't think I'm one of the other tribe that they're supposed to hate and shit, And so they don't know that people in Australia are literally under fucking martial law. And it's like, it's happening so slow and on such a big scale that people don't realize that, like, this is an enemy attack. We are under attack, and the enemy has control of pretty much all of our institutions, all of the major Western countries, and I don't even know what y'all are doing. I've been so busy every day. Get in your truck, drive around. Go meet some weird dude in an alley. We don't know who the fuck this guy is. You got to fix his truck. Hopefully there's no fucking vagrants running around, or, that kind of shit. And then I see videos of like teachers that are like, oh my God, it's like, I might die. And what am I, I saw this one lady, she was just super upset that Abbott hasn't forced the kids to all wear masks. So it's like their worst case scenario, I guess, is if the kids want to, they can wear them. Like, it's crazy. I feel like if the kids were that afraid of this, because like if the threat was real, you wouldn't have to convince the kids to be afraid of it. Instead, the kids are afraid of the teachers. And then the teacher's like, oh my God, what if I have to write my will? What do I do? I'm like, lady, you've had a whole year to hide from this, and now we're forcing you to have to go back to do your job. And like the rest of us that make the world work, in the beginning when they were like, you shouldn't buy a mask, you don't need a mask, I was like, shit, maybe I should stock up on actual real protective equipment in case this is really airborne and like this. And then it was all gone because everybody that was staying home and didn't really have that much interaction with society bought them all. But anyway, I'm like, my job has been to do all that shit and stand on the side of fucking I-35 with fucking cars flying by like 2 feet away and figure out what's wrong with this dude's truck and try to speak my half broken Spanglish to the guy and translate. And normal blue-collar people that do the jobs that can't be done from home risk death all the time. So that's why this doesn't make so much sense to... That's I guess, what I'm getting at. That's why it doesn't make sense to us why you guys are willing to go along with the Great Reset version of we're going to shut down everything until, the entire economy is crippled, but we will have at least done it to prevent you from this risk that we perceive as small and no greater than the risk that I face of getting run over or killed or in a wreck. I mean, my truck's 2 years old. I've put 90,000 miles on it, like driving around doing this in the real world while y'all were all at home. Man. But yeah, people in Australia are under martial law, and the point I was getting at is there's people that would love to be in my position where you're like, you mean I'll get to go outside and drive around and help people? Because that's what I do. I drive around and help people. I get to meet new people. I get to tell them all about the fucking New World Order too. That's the other thing. You know what I get to do? I get to drive all around and put up shit like this. You can use those QR codes, they're real too. And shit like this. I get to put up shit like this. All out in the real world. It says, we are under attack. The United States government is under enemy control. The vaccines are a bioweapon. The rollout of the vaccine is an enemy operation. Do not comply with any further mandates from the enemy. You are the resistance. Infowars.com. And the reason I made it an old school TV, I know how psychological warfare works too. Oh wow, that's old. That's weird. That's from the old world. That's from Earth. That's analog. What does that say? Hell, is it a message from back from the real Earth in the real timeline from the 1980s or the 1990s saying, hey, we've been telling you for 20 years about this shit. We've been telling you for 20 years about this shit. Put these up everywhere too. Feel free to use the idea and just go out in the real world. That's a good one too. You should call that number and see where that goes. But you know what? A little impromptu video. I didn't ever want to have to do this again, but I guess I am going to do it. Make content. I thought that part of my life was over, but it can't be now. All I want to do is work and help the fucking planet stay operating before they kill all of us. But I have to make content again. So there it is. I'll figure out where I can post this so that it won't be immediately fucking vaporized by the enemy. But yeah, there it is. Fuck it. Fuck the New World Order.